Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video, which is my custom Beast figure from the X-Men. So as you know, I made two other X-Men figures, which would be Colossus and Wolverine. And so after that, I decided to make a Beast, with my brother giving me the idea to not only make him in the first place, but also what design he wanted. So let's get into it. Starting with the head, which I feel like I can take off. There we go. So yeah, this, can't remember what head this was, but I know it was a WWE head. And I tried my best to make it look more animalistic, because if you didn't know what design of Beast is based off of, it's actually based off the X-Men anime, if you've ever seen it. And my brother and I really like that design for Beast, so that's what we went with. So yeah, this is based off that, and I tried my best to make the face look more animalistic and more like how it did in the anime. I think I did a pretty good job. You can see that I like sculpted in lines just to differentiate where everything fits in. But I say I did a pretty good job, along with the eyes. These came out really well, especially since they're a lot smaller than like normal anime eyes that I usually do. For the hair, this is actually made out of acrylic yarn. So if you remember from my Madonka video, I used acrylic yarn and, you know, straighten it, all that, to make it look like actual hair. And if you've seen doll channels, you know that this is something that they do often to make hair. So that's why I decided to do. I say it turned out pretty well. So let me get the head back on. So as for the body, again, it's a WWE figure, and all I really did was sculpt over it to make the little X-Men suit he has. The collar is made out of clay. See the back, yeah, I tried to paint that, so well, cover that up. There we go. But yeah, I just made the X logo on the front and the back. This design was really simple. I should say that it wasn't that hard to make. So yeah, arms are pretty simple. They're repainted. I added some rubber bands for like the little sleeve cuffs. For the hands, they are WWE hands once again. But what I did was I sharpened the fingers to make them look a little bit more like claws. Added some excess hair to make it look like fur. Did that for both arms or hands. The legs are pretty simple. I can't remember what torso this was, but yeah, I say it fit pretty well, and it can come apart. I had to do that in order to combine these two pieces, but it stays pretty well. It doesn't like fall out, so it's not loose, unlike this arm. It's kind of loose. Anyway, legs pretty simply painted all the way around. There's fur on the back of his legs. And for the feet, this was actually really fun to make, since I didn't want to make just like the feet look like I painted over shoes. So the process I did for this was I took some, can't remember what feet these were, but they had shoes. I sanded them down so there wasn't too much of a shoe left. Then I drew some feet, if you can see, off some cardboard, and I painted it. Yeah, I painted it, stuck it on the back of the, not the back, the bottom of the shoe, kind of sculpted like an arch here, and resculpted the top of the feet so it could look right. And I say this turned out really well, especially since I don't really make like exposed feet that much. But yeah, I don't know what that is, piece of dust, but it worked pretty well actually. I like how it turned out. So as for articulation, let me kind of get them bent down. So for the head, it can go side to side, but it does go somewhat at an angle. I say it's fine. It can go a little bit up and down. The arms can go out that far. Actually, hold on. Yep. He has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. Has a wrist swivel, it's pretty tight, and a wrist hinge. He has a pretty good there you go. Has a pretty good ab crunch, and I use that so that he can get in the crouching pose. It can go back that far. He has a waist swivel. His legs can go forward that far. They can go back that far. Has a thigh swivel. Single jointed knee, but I should probably show this. I did cut into it or drembled into it a little bit so that when he is kind of crouching, it looks a little bit more natural. Let me move out a bit. I say that works pretty well. He has an ankle swivel and a hinge. So the articulation's pretty good, actually. I remember when I was making this, I did see that Marvel Legends had made the new Beast, and I do like that. I might get it, but for like, I want to say like a suited, an X-Men suited Beast, I say this is pretty good. So for a bit of a size comparison, as you can see, here he is standing next to Wolverine as he's crouching. And here he is standing next to Colossus, who can't even fit in. But yeah, I say that's pretty good for size. Let me stand him up, since him crouching does make him look a little bit smaller. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. There we go. So yeah, his official height is 5'11", so he's just about 6 feet, and I say this works pretty well. Another thing I was kind of worried about with the figure is that the proportions would look weird, but since Beast is supposed to have like long legs and somewhat short, not long legs, long arms and somewhat short legs, since most of the time he is kind of like this ape type of beast, I say this worked pretty well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.